All right, guys. Hey, fun show today. We took a trip down memory lane with David Kaplan. You guys know him, ESPN 1000 recap on YouTube.
Been around forever.
Exactly. Like, just grew up on watching him. It was a blast having him in studio, talking some old trades, some old breaking stories, some front offices that just don't like him and whatnot. It was a good time. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode. And before we get into it, I do want to talk about No Bull. No Bull is a footwear brand built for training. It's a brand for anyone who strives to be better every day. With options across training and lifestyle, No Bull has options for everyone. It's a brand for anyone who wants to be a better version of themselves and get stronger physically, mentally, and emotionally. They don't overpromise or underdeliver. The shoes just feel great and hold up to any occasion. And not to mention, this is the same brand worn by Olympic athletes, NHL players, and TB12 himself.
I'm wearing them. I'm wearing them right now.
Yeah,
I wear them every day.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're really comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you could kind of do whatever in them, too.
Yep.
Which is awesome. So
they look great, too.
Yes, they look fantastic. You see that No Bull. It's like just like a nice, trendy, sharp.
It's clean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exclusively for Stretch listeners, No Bull is offering 35% off your first order. Visit www.nobullproject.com. Use code STRETCH for 35% off your entire first order. That's NOBULLPROJECT.com and use code STRETCH for 35% off. You will not be disappointed. Go check them out. All right, let's get into the show. All right, everybody, welcome to The Stretch. Today we are joined by David Kaplan, ESPN 1000, the recap on YouTube. White Sox Dave is out. He's in turkey cap, back-to-back years.
Getting a hair transplant?
He got one last year. Me and him got one last year, but this year he's just being a chaperone.
He's a guide.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You
sure.
did the hair thing?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Did you ever consider?
I got offered a lot of money.
Oh, did you?
To get my hair.
Okay. I could guess by who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came into work one day and there was a package with a gift card to Corner Bakery and Starbucks and a video, like a DVD of what the process is, and we'll pay you, I think it was $10,000. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. Then the offer went from another company, $50,000. And my wife wanted to redo the kitchen in our house. Have you ever redone a kitchen? 6 figures. It's $100,000.
It's a lot, yeah.
And I get another package. Final offer. We'll give you $100,000. We'll pay for the procedure. You got to keep the hair for 2 years. And I came home and said, hon, you want that kitchen? I can get it paid for free. What do you have to do? I said, I got to get my hair back. She goes, I'll stay with the old kitchen.
Really?
Yeah. And I turned it down.
So
that would be, because how long have you been without hair?
2009, I shaved my head.
Okay.
It was already like way down.
It's going, yeah.
And I used to have hair to my shoulders.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had long hair.
But I think the big part is we have a guy, his name's Large, and I talked to him about it. He's bald as well. And he's like, my thing is, he's an older guy, and he's like, if I get it back, then I'll just have gray hair. Right? Like, I assume you'd be the same way.
Yeah.
So it's
I shaved my beard, I want to say like August. I had a beard for years, and it was all white.
Yeah. So, like, of course you could dye it,
Mm-hmm.
but still, it's what are you chasing at that
Too
point?
much work.
Yeah, it looks painful also.
It does.
I think a little salt and pepper's not bad.
It's not bad, but if you're going back and it's all salt,
Yeah.
it's a different story, right?
Yeah.
You would
So.
think, but
I like being bald. It's easy.
Yeah. Just get the razor out.
Done.
and that's what I tell everyone too. I was like, if you want to go get it done, make sure you like check how you look bald, because it turns out a lot of the people we went over there with, they look good bald, and it was
White Sox Dave looks awesome bald.
Yeah,
He looked
looked
better with
great
bald
bald.
than he did with
I
hair.
got really lucky.
yeah,
It works.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for everyone.
No.
I got a big old bulbous head. I think it would be a disaster.
You think so?
Yeah.
It looks like your hairline's fine. You're not.
Yeah, no, I'm
goes
good.
all
I'm good.
He's all good. But what's up, Cap, dude? Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I've
I'm
been
a
trying
listener. I'm
forever.
a fan. You know, I've worked with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm a fan of what you guys do.
Thank you.
Yep.
And us likewise, obviously.
Yeah.
I love doing that show with you. And then obviously the recap. How about that? Who said an older guy can't
Recap's
up on YouTube?
crushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Crushing.
Exactly.
250K?
250K.
Pretty good. How long
So-
have you been doing the recap now?
April 29, 2022.
Okay.
Yep.
Pretty impressive.
And I was doing it before that, not full time,
Yeah.
at NBC Sports Chicago. And so I started it, and nobody said anything. Ryan McGuffey, it was his idea, because I was doing these recaps like occasionally when I felt like it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And if the Cubs beat the Cardinals, I'd taunt Cardinal fans. Or if the Packers did something stupid, I'd taunt Packer fans. I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
I think I did 45 Cubs ones, like in 21. And then one day McGuffey says to me, dude, I extrapolated the numbers out. We should make a YouTube channel. I didn't even know what that meant. Okay. We sit down. We decide we're going to do this. Nobody at NBC says a word to me. Not a word. Until one day I got a text from LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
Somehow we'd hit it off. I'd never met him, but he'd been on with me on radio. I sent him a text back, hey, bro, you available to do a Zoom with me tonight on my YouTube channel? Absolutely. He blasts Zach Levine. He rips the Bulls, and it goes viral. And McGuffey said he was at the Indy 500 doing a package for NBC, and he goes, I said to myself, when I hit publish, shit's going to get real. I can swear in here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shit's going to get real. Bam. It gets, 40,000 views like that. And the next day I come in and my two bosses at NBC are like, what the hell was that? Why is that on our air?
Yeah.
I said, well, I did like an hour with him, and you guys give me a 30-minute show. You'd have given me 5 minutes with him. I wouldn't have got that kind of stuff. I'll give you anything you want off the channel. No. And then they tell me, shut it down. We want it shut down now. I go, not happening. You don't know my social media. Not going to happen. And so I would sneak away from my desk, go do it out by the river, Chicago River, or in a conference room where I would take the NBC logo off the wall, record it. McGuffey is sitting outside our news director, John Shipman, who I love, his office, and he's editing them at his desk while he's working with me, and nobody has any idea. And then I left NBC, and here we are 4 years later, and it's
crushing.
Couple 100,000 later,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, you got like a squat, and Byard does stuff with you.
Yeah, Kevin Byard has a show. Mercedes Lewis did a year ago. Really good dude. He would get great guests. And then I hired Nicholas Moriano to go be our Bears reporter. He's great. And I hired a social media girl because Katie Langen's her name. I hired her. She's 24 now. She knows the social media game. And I would start posting pictures on my Instagram. And one day I walk in, she's like, would you please stop? You're killing the algorithm. You don't understand the algorithm game.
That's not your Instagram anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So she has all my logins, and I don't post anything
That's perfect.
except Twitter.
That's perfect. Whatever happened to LeVar Ball?
Yeah.
Went quiet.
Yeah.
Because LaMelo's still killing it.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to a degree.
Well, he's still
The
healthy.
Charlotte Hornets frustrate the shit out of me.
I know you hate the Hornets.
I hate the Hornets.
Yeah.
Do you gamble a lot?
I do, yeah. But it's not because of that. You would think it's because of that when I say that. It's because they've had, 3 top 5 picks, and they're still battling with us for the 10 seed?
Correct.
Stop. Take it over already, and let us get in the fucking lottery. You don't deserve to be in the lottery again and get another top pick. That's why I hate them.
Con will change that for him.
It seems like they've had a good.
That's the guy the Bulls wanted, but you got to be aggressive. We have the worst front office I've ever covered in any sport. The worst.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. It's not particularly close, right? That's the worst shape of Chicago franchises in right now is the Bulls.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Like the Hawks at least have, you'd know better than me, but they have young talent.
Yep.
Kyle Davidson, I think, is aggressive. He tries. They got a decent coach. They lost Bedard for, a month? He was gone.
Yeah.
The Bulls are a train wreck.
Yeah. The Hawks at least feels like the arrow's pointing up. They still got a long way to go.
Yes.
We talked about mountain climbing before we clicked. They're at base camp, right? So they're still at base camp, but they got a long way to go, but it feels like they have a plan, they have a lot of talent. And you're right, he has been like that Spencer Knight trade for Seth Jones, great trade. And it's like they're inching towards, being a competitive team, and you can see the future. It's just like another year or so away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be a playoff team next year.
Right. I would hope that there might be another year after that, because they're gonna be younger next year somehow. This Bulls team, it's like you could throw a dart 10 years in the future. They're probably gonna be exactly where they are right now.
That dude Arturis is incompetent. He's incompetent.
Yeah.
Bring back Garpax.
It's one of those things, too, because I was going to... Pax is in the building. That's the fun part about all of this.
And he does nothing.
What's his day-to-day like? Seriously. What does that guy do all day?
Nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing.
He hit a big shot.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah. You could go far being a good guy, apparently.
Yeah.
That's
with Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kenny Williams still in the building somewhere, right? Or no, he finally got fired.
finally
Yeah.
gone.
But they did the same thing where they like kicked him upstairs.
Yeah.
So-
But like we went to spring training last year.
Yeah.
LaRussa's still in the building.
Yeah, he's kicking around.
He was there.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a ghost. I was like, oh my God.
It's
Tony's-
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's one of those things where, and I was going to lead off, be like, this is obviously the leanest time. It was our first Sunday without football yesterday. But it doesn't have to be this way. It's only lean because our teams on Madison Street stink.
They suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And like obviously NBA yesterday, All-Star game. People
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it either.
Didn't even know it was happening until I had Olympic coverage on, and like came back in the room, and I'm like, it was auto loaded to the All-Star game, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
No.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Apparently it was good. Apparently they did a good job. I didn't watch like we said, but apparently they brought some juice back. Wembanyama tried.
Oh,
He's a stud.
Yes, he's awesome.
guys are trying.
Yeah, which in turn made other people try. It just took kind of one guy to do it. And then Anthony Edwards said, he's like, well, it got serious because he started playing his ass off.
Did you see the Kevin Garnett clip on I think it was on his podcast? He blamed LeBron for the death of the All-Star game.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Yeah, so
I love Kevin.
Yeah, he's the man. But he was saying that there was a moment, I can't remember what year it was, but Kobe was still in the league, and Kobe was trying to get like how it used to be, like how he famously battled Michael in the All-Star game, like they basically go one-on-one, and he like challenged LeBron, and LeBron just passed the ball. And he said from that moment on, like no one really cared about the All-Star game at all. It was like that moment where Kobe was like, hey, like let's go best on best, one-on-one. LeBron's like, nah.
So Kevin Garnett, I have 4 sons. The oldest 3 are my stepsons, but I came into their life at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
I was at their parent-teacher conference. I had a lot to do with their development.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest son is special needs from my first marriage. He's a month old, and we don't know what he has yet, but we know something's going on. He's doing nothing but crying. A friend of mine is the high school coach at Farragut.
Okay.
He calls one day. He's like, hey, bro, you home? Yeah. Think your wife could make me and a couple of the kids a sandwich? We're playing in a spring league tournament. It's June. Sure. Knock at the door. There's Ronnie Fields. There's Ron Eskridge, who's one of my dearest friends, the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this big, tall kid. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, I saw that kid at the Nike camp. Is that Kevin Garnett? Yep. Kevin Garnett comes in. Brett's doing nothing but crying. And Garnett's like, give me the baby. No, we're good. Give me the baby. And he has Brett in one arm and the sandwich in the other. And I don't have a picture of it. I have it in my mind. I could tell you exactly where he was sitting, but I don't have a picture. And then he said, do you have a hoop? I'm like, yeah, right down the block here in this development there is. We go out, and it's me and the coach against Ronnie Fields and Kevin Garnett 2-on-2.
How'd that go?
We got killed. But, yeah, it was amazing. I would kill to have a picture of that day.
Yeah.
He was just a 17-year-old kid. I mean, he was obviously supposed to be very good, but
Yeah.
He was the best. And then I got invited to do the Oprah Winfrey show. And I get a call, hey, can you be on this show about child prodigies? I'm like, no, because I was no prodigy. No, we don't want you for that. I was an NBA scout, and I was a college coach. And so they said, have you ever seen a player at a young age who went, that's a Hall of Famer? I said, how young? 16. I said, yeah, 1. Who? I tell him. I go there, and on the show, I have the tape of it. This little kid walks up to me, and he's like, what's your name? This is before the show in the makeup room. I said, my name's David Kaplan. He goes, my name's Usher Raymond. It was Usher.
Oh.
And then this girl walks in. She's in Under Siege 2 Dark Territory, Katherine Heigl.
Oh, my God.
So she's there. And then this guy walks up to me. What's your name? And he's got a girl with him that high, and she's got to be 10. Oh, my name's Richard. This is my daughter, Venus. And it was Venus Williams. And then there was a girl, I don't remember her name, who was a supermodel, became an artist. She was there. And then they called me out to come on, and Oprah said, have you ever seen a player? Blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, 1. And he happens to be here in Chicago now. And I love this kid because he's got it. I don't know what it is, but very few people have it. He's got it. His name's Kevin Garnett. Well, he was in the audience.
Oh.
And there he is. He stands up, and Oprah's like, "Did you hear all these things this man said about you?" Uh-huh. She said, "Mr. Kaplan, you just made a black man blush, and that's not easy." And from that moment on, Kevin and I have always had, like, I don't keep in touch much with him at all. Yeah. And if I called him, I know he would take the call, and he would be great. We always got along. He was awesome.
That's all. I mean, what a hit rate for Oprah on that show.
Yeah.
How about
Usher,
that?
Venus.
Yeah.
Heigl.
At that age.
Yeah, for real.
And Garnett.
Yeah.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Ronnie Fields wasn't in that discussion, that category for you when you watched him at that same age?
He was a great talent.
Okay.
Great talent. I love Ronnie. He went to my camps. I mean, I know him well. Love him. Kevin Garnett was at a different level.
Okay.
It was insane.
You always hear about the two, like their high school highlight films.
Well, there was a third guy on the team who's sadly deceased, Michael Wright, who played at Arizona and then was drafted in the NBA, and then I think he was murdered.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a horrible story. I think he played for the New Jersey Nets. So they had 3 first-round picks on that team.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, and he was only a fair good for his senior year, right?
Correct.
He transferred.
And then that team went downstate and lost in the first round of the Elite Eight. And the team that beat them was Antoine Randall, now the Bears' assistant head coach and wide receiver coach.
Indiana.
Napoleon Harris, who played in the NFL, played at Northwestern. Melvin Ely, who played in the NBA. I think they had 4 NBA players at Thornton. It was insane, the talent.
What's like going back to preps? Because how many years were you in preps? Like, well, you coached first. So.
I was at Northern Illinois as the assistant from 82 to 86. And then I was the player personnel director of the 6'4" and under league, Chicago Express. We had Michael Jordan's little brother, Larry. We had Alfrederick Hughes, who was I think the all-time leading scorer in Loyola history. We had really good players. And then I left and went to the Seattle Sonics for 2. Now they're Oklahoma City. And then to Indiana to the Pacers, and then I got in the media.
Got it.
All right, so explain that. That's quite the transition. What was the thing that pushed you in the media?
So I never, to this moment, have ever taken a broadcasting class. Like my brother is now retired. That's what sets us apart.
Yeah.
Because my brother's now retired down in Naples, Florida, but he was an eye surgeon, straight A, first in med school. My dad, late dad, was first in law school. My mom, rest in peace, she ran dietary services at a hospital, straight A student, and then there was me. I was the fuck up who, if there was a game on tonight and I had a final exam tomorrow, I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
It's just who I was.
Where'd you go to high school?
Niles East, which is closed now. There's North and West left. And so one day I had been out of coaching and now I was scouting in the NBA. And I get a phone call on a Sunday. It's snowing. And this guy said, "Hey, your name was given to me. We're in a panic here. We have a game at the Rosemont Horizon, now Allstate Arena. Our analyst got snowed in. He's not going to make it. We have a game in 2 hours. DePaul, I think in Loyola Marymount, we're going to play." And DePaul was number 3 in the country.
Back then, yeah.
They were awesome.
So what year was this? I'm sorry.
87.
Okay.
87, 88. And they said, "Have you ever done any television?" Okay. I'd watched television. And I said, "Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I've done a ton of TV." "You have. Can you do this game?" "Yes, I'm in." So I borrow a tie from my dad. I go over there. I do the game. I get done. Guy's like, "Wow, that was awesome. I got 10 more of these. You want them?" $800 a game. I made $4,250 a year as the assistant at Northern Illinois before taxes. You're going to pay me $8,000 to do 10 games?
$8,000? I was thinking 800.
Done. $800 a game.
Okay.
I said, done, I'm in. And that's where my career started.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's great.
They opened the door that much. You kick that son of a bitch in.
Have you talked to the guy who got snowed in?
I have not.
No. That would be a great
Yeah.
That would be a
moment.
great story.
Did you like it right away?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be in the media.
Okay.
Not to be like a reporter and all of that. Like I've broken my share of stories just through contacts. Those are great stories. But doing games, I loved. But my passion is doing a talk show on sports radio.
What's your biggest breaking story?
Oh, without a doubt, Scottie Pippen being traded by the Bulls, and then it didn't happen. So
Let's get into that.
while I'm scouting, I got hired as a consultant for a trading card company called Star Picks P-I-C-S. And they did rookie cards. So they hire me to write the backs of the cards.
Okay.
Because I knew all the players because I was out scouting.
Yeah.
They said, we'll pay you whatever it was. And so I'm like, done. I'm in. I have to pick. At that point, I think there were 53 picks in the draft, 53 or 54. They said, call each of the agents, offer them all the same amount of money. And so these kids would be pictured in their college uniform before the draft. The set would get released. And so we got every kid I wanted except one, Rumeel Robinson from Michigan on their 89 team. He wanted more money than everybody else. I'm like, dude, they all get the same $2,000. That's it. And for a college student, $2,000 back in the
You're rich.
90 was the first set. That was like walking around money until you got drafted.
Yeah.
He calls back after we've already printed the set. Bro, I made a mistake. Can I have the $2,000? Nope. Sorry. You're out. And so I'm working for this trading card company. And I keep going. I'm making a little more money each year. They're selling out the sets. They're making a killing. I mean, in Indianapolis, the draft is that night. Big Dog Robinson's going 1. Juwan Howard is in the draft, and Jalen Rose. They had the same agent. I had done their agent a favor and gotten a couple of his guys' card deals. He calls me. He's like, hey, bro, I want to pay you back. His name is Dr. Charles Tucker. He was a professor at Michigan State. At one point, he had Magic, Aguirre, and Isaiah. And they all trusted him. He's a good guy. He said, do you want to drive down here and interview? I got the 3 guys going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, right in that. I said, hell yes. So me and Jeff Corbett, who still, I think, is at CHSN now. He was with me my whole run at NBC Sports Chicago. We drive down. There's no digital to send the tape back.
Yeah.
So we get down there early on the day of the draft. We go up there, and I interview all 3 of those guys. We've got this exclusive, awesome stuff. Now we have to get in the car and hightail it back to Chicago so that they can import the video, cut it up, and have it for that night. We get in the elevator. There's a guy standing in the back of the elevator, and you feel like someone's watching you. I finally go, can I help you, bro? He said, hey, are you David Kaplan? Yeah. He said, I'm going to be seeing a lot more of you. You signed a couple of our clients for those trading cards. I said, how am I going to be seeing more of you? He said, because our number 1 client just got traded to the Chicago Bulls. I got to go meet his plane in Chicago. He has to pass a physical. The deal will be done before the draft tonight. Who's your number 1 client? Sean Kemp, the Rain Man. I'm like, hang on a second. We're getting the Rain Man. What are we giving up? He said, Scottie Pippen for Sean Kemp, I think pick 11, and Ricky Pierce, the shooter. Okay, I can't go on the air and report that off some maniac in an elevator. Yeah. So I start making calls. And I had one of those bag phones. Remember those?
No, what's that?
This is my iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have these till 2009. You used to get either a big brick phone or they have like a bag that had a big, huge battery in it. And it was a cell phone, but it was antiquated.
Okay. Yeah.
Jeff is driving us back to Chicago with the tapes. I'm working the phone. I finally reach his bosses, and Sean Kemp's agent's bosses. I said, hey, is Sean getting traded to the Bulls? How the hell did you get this? I don't throw the guy under the bus, but I said, I got it. Yep, it's done. He's got to pass a physical. So I report this. There's no social media, and it goes everywhere. And, of course, the trade doesn't go down. That night, they lead the draft. It's like Raftery, Rick Majerus, rest in peace. They're doing the draft, and they said, we've got this report from David Kaplan in Chicago that Scottie Pippen is now a Sonic, blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry, what year was this?
This would have been 94.
So right after.
Michael has retired.
Okay.
Scottie sat out 1.8 seconds. Kukoc hits the shot, and Jerry Krause is pissed at Scottie, so he's trading him. So the deal doesn't go down. The media's got Jerry at the draft. What about this report? He said, quote, we did not approach Seattle. I don't know where David Kaplan got that. So I'm getting blasted everywhere. Like your podcast would be killing me. Like, what is this fucking guy reporting here? So now the next year, I had an AAU team in Illinois, and I had 3 guys from the same high school team. Sherrell Ford, who played at UIC, their all-time leading scorer at one point. Donnie Boyce, who played at Colorado, and Michael Finley. They were all on Proviso East, the 3 amigos. They win the state. I coach them in the AAU. They play on my team. Anyway, the pre-draft camp is coming up, and a friend of mine who I knew was working for the Trailblazers. I had known him when he was at UNLV. His name is Mark Warkentine. He asked me if they could interview me on tape about these 3 kids because they have 3 first-round picks. Of course you can. He comes in. We meet at the Fairmont Hotel. I'm getting interviewed by him. We get done. I said, okay, I gave you what you want. Now I need to know, you were at Seattle before this, right? Uh-huh. Did you guys make a trade for Scottie Pippen? He said, that's a really sore subject I don't want to get into. I go, I just did all your shit. I want to know. He said, we did. We agreed to it. We made an amazing trade. We got rid of a guy with a lot of issues for a future Hall of Famer, and Jerry Krause leaked it to some fucking media guy, and our owner freaked out when fans were revolting because he was the Rain Man out there. And so guess what? He wouldn't sign off on the deal. We had to pull the plug. I'm like, well, that's not how it went down. What do you mean? I said, because I'm the fucking media guy that broke the story, and I did not get it from Jerry Krause. We don't get along at all. And he's like, well, you better never tell George Karl that because he literally will kill you. He was so mad that they made this great trade. Well, Rick Majerus was at my wedding. That was my guy.
Yeah.
He dies. I go up to the funeral at the Marquette University Church. I want to say it was 2010. And right before the service starts on a Saturday morning in the winter in December, there's George Karl because he was friends with Rick. I walk up to him. I said, hey, George, I'm David Kaplan from Chicago. Oh, he said, yeah, you're a good friend of Rick's. You're a radio TV guy. Uh-huh. I said, can I ask you one quick question? Back in the day, did you make a trade for Scottie Pippen? He's like, yeah, fucking Jerry Krause leaked it to the media, and it blew up a trade that I made that was amazing. I said, that's not how it went down. I tell him, he's like, if I had a gun, I would have put a bullet in you the next day. You single-handedly broke up that trade.
So you should have a ring. You should have 3 rings.
I've said that on the air. Reinsdorf needs to send me 3 rings.
Yeah. I mean, Scottie in the glove would have been nice.
Scottie in the glove would have been insane.
Really nice.
Really nice.
Who's scoring on those guys?
And Michael has said, I'm not coming back to the Bulls if they had traded Scottie.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge sliding
Chicago,
doors
you're
moment.
welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, let's take a break because I want to talk about Every Plate. Every Plate is the go-to dinner solution for busy families juggling work, school, and activities. Budget-friendly meal kit offering tons of flexibility, whether cooking for yourself, your partner, roommates, or friends. Their biggest menu yet. They have more chicken dishes. They have more veggie-forward options, bigger variety of global flavors, and it's consistent low prices make staying on track financially realistic. They give you step-by-step recipe cards, and they make it friendly for all skill levels. Chief, you were just telling me about this the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
They send you the meat. They send you the vegetables. Everything's fresh. You're ready to go. It's delicious.
It's going well.
Mm-hmm.
You like it.
Yep.
You will like it, too. So get in on the action. Try Every Plate and get $2.99 per meal on your first box plus 10% off for a month. Go to everyplate.com/podcast and use code STRETCH299 to claim your offer. That's code STRETCH299 at everyplate.com/podcast to get $2.99 per meal on your first box plus 10% off for a month. Ditch the dinner time dilemmas with Every Plate. Huge sliding doors moment.
That's a true story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the next draft was. I don't know what the 11 pick would have been, which would be kind of interesting to look at.
I think that year we got Will Purdue.
In 95?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because
I'm pulling up the NBA draft.
1995, because it would have been the 94 draft and the 95 draft.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember who we got. Maybe we got Jason Caffey, one of those guys.
Yeah. But still, who knows what would have been?
Would have been.
So you would have had the 11th.
Big Dog went 1, right?
Big Dog was 1.
Yep.
Jason Kidd was 2. Grant Hill was 3. Hell of a draft.
Okay.
So
isn't there Juwan Howard in there somewhere?
Juwan Howard went 5th. Donyell Marshall from UConn.
Uh-huh.
So Eddie Jones went 10. Carlos Rogers was
from Alabama?
Tennessee State.
Tennessee State.
Yeah. But Jalen Rose went 13.
Okay, there you go.
So if you could have had, it would have been, so Jordan doesn't come back, allegedly.
He would have come back.
I think he would have come back. But you would have had Kemp, Rose, and who are the other guys in that deal?
Ricky Pierce.
Ricky Pierce.
So
yeah,
you'd have had a shooter.
Pick, yeah,
yeah.
Sure.
I wonder if Jordan with Sean Kemp would have been something. If he could have got Sean Kemp going,
yeah,
or he just murders Sean Kemp.
Right.
Those are the.
I mean, Sean Kemp was awesome.
He was, but then like he went to the Cavs and he like kind of like ate himself out of the league.
Yeah.
Tommy Waddle and I got a interview, an hour and a half. We had Dennis Rodman in the studio when we were down at WGN.
Mm-hmm.
An hour and a half. He's amazing to talk to. And I said, what was it like when you got traded here? I think he got traded for Purdue. I think it was Will Purdue for Dennis.
Sounds right.
And he said, I literally landed at O'Hare. They sent a car. They pick him up. He said, I walk right to the Berto Center. He said, I walk in, and there's Michael. And he kicks everyone out of the training room. He goes, get in here. He said, I want to make this clear to you. You're a great talent. You fuck this team up, I will kill you. Are we clear? He goes, and that's basically the last time I ever spoke to him other than basketball. He said, I would go to restaurants. Michael's at that table. I'm at that table. We wouldn't even acknowledge each other.
Really?
Yeah, and you were right. Your memory recall is crazy. All these names, but it was Rodman for Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Cap.
best.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
What's the most angry a Chicago front office member has been at you?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. I mean, I had Jim Hendry screaming at me over a couple of different things. I love Theo Epstein. Love Theo. But I have still saved on my phone pictures of text messages where I had a contact in New York. The Cubs are trying to sign John Lester. And this contact in New York said, hey, you want your boy's offer to John Lester? I'm like, yeah, because the Cubs are like not saying anything because it turned out I think the Levinsons were the agents for John Lester.
Okay.
And they had said any team that leaks anything to the media, you're out. And so these guys were like all terrified. Mm-hmm. Nobody's talking at all. You'd ask questions, they wouldn't even answer it. And this guy gives me the offer, 6 years, 135. I report it. I'm on TV at NBC Sports Chicago, Comcast Sportsnet at the time. And we couldn't get cell coverage down there. And so I walk out at the end of the show. It's like 6:30. And now your text messages start popping in. Remember those days?
Flying in, yeah.
And I look and I go,
landed off a plane.
I've got 15 text messages from Theo Epstein. What is this about? And so I call. It's first one is, hey, Cap, call me. Hey, Cap, need to talk to you. Like by the fourth one, where the fuck are you? I need to talk to you. And so I call him back. He's like, where would you have gotten that offer? I said, I've got a good source. Obviously, it's exact. That's what we offered. And if they think that we gave that to you, we're out. And if we're out, you're fucking dead in this town. That's what he's telling me. And I'm like, Theo, I didn't get it from anyone on your side. I got it from somebody in New York. And he said, then can you do me a favor? I need you to go on your Twitter account and say that you got it from someone in New York because the Levinsons think we gave it to you because I'm doing their post game. I'm around there a lot. So I did. I put a tweet out. But I said to him, okay, I'll put that tweet out because it's accurate. But if you get him, you go right from the press conference right to my studio and you do a one-on-one with me, you, and John Lester. And he's like, fine. Man of his word, man.
Did it?
There came the limo right to the station, pulled up in the back, and it's Theo, me, John Lester.
That's incredible.
It was amazing.
What did
That's good horse trading, too.
It is.
Because we get things and I just kind of puss out and I just don't say anything. And I'm like, like you'll... But it's like an exact transaction. Like, I'll do what you want, but I better get something for it. Got to be a better bulldog on that.
Yeah, I mean, Theo was intense. I remember I had a good contact in baseball, another GM. He said the Cubs are trying to trade Chris Bryant, and they're way overvaluing him. They're not going to get what they want. So I'm reporting all this. I go do a college game. I used to do 45, 50 college games a year on TV. I land at O'Hare, turn my phone back on, and it's the same screed of texts from Theo. The last one is like pretty profane. Call me right now. So I call him. He's like, I don't care who your fucking source is. Who are you to be burying what we want for Chris Bryant? Blah, 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 blah. And then he's brought to hang up on me. He goes, Happy New Year. Yeah. And I love Theo Epstein. He was honest, man.
Yeah.
And I love Jed is the same way, man.
Yeah.
They will be direct and honest.
I love
So,
that.
not good terms with Jerry Krause. Seemingly like pretty honest, good relationship with Theo. Who was your favorite front office to deal with? Your favorite guy?
Favorite guy that I've dealt with. Jim Hendry was amazing. I'll always tell you, he was amazing to deal with. Amazing. I could call that guy at 1 a.m. and go, hey, Jim, I need a favor. They just put me on the air. I got to go 1 to 2. Will you come on? And he'd get out of bed and do the interview. He was that good.
Yeah.
But Jed Hoyer is outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not on good terms with Kenny Williams. Was not till shortly before he died. Jerry Krause. Remember when Michael went into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Nobody was talking to Jerry Krause. Like, they were doing all these stories on Michael, but Michael and Jerry didn't have a great relationship. And so I called Jerry Krause one day, and I hadn't talked to him. See, he hired me as a scout before I went to the Sonics, just part-time. And he was not easy to work for. And I criticized him on sports radio, and I remember he saw me at a pre-draft camp and just aired me out, and we just didn't have a good relationship. I call him. He answers the phone. I said, Jerry, this is David Kaplan. Yeah. I said, look, Michael's going in the Hall of Fame. I'm seeing all these tributes to him. Nobody's talking to you. And there's like silence. I said, I'd like to interview you if you're interested. He's like, when? I said, we can do it right now on this phone line. Done. Let's do it. And we do the interview, and he's magnificently good about Michael, talked about some of their issues. We get done. The phone rings back like 10 minutes later, and I'm WGN Sports. David, Jerry Krause. Hey, Jerry. He said, I know you and I have not had a very good relationship, but I just want to tell you I'm proud of your career, and can we bury the hatchet and move forward? And he didn't live that much longer. I felt good that we had cleared the air.
That's nice.
At the end.
That's nice.
But he was not easy.
Not easy, but and obviously we saw the reputation he got in The Last Dance. He had to be good at right?
He was a very good scout.
Okay.
Very good.
He could evaluate talent.
But he was
good
the
on the
guy.
baseball side too.
He was. He's the one that told them they should draft in a trade for Lamar Hoyt, who ended up going to jail for whatever. He said, make sure you get that shortstop in that deal, and it was Ozzie Guillen.
Oh.
That's why Ozzie became a White Sox.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Jerry Krause. He was very good at identifying players. He just had horrific people skills. Horrific. Like, you would ask him, if you got an interview with him, hey, can you tell me about Eddie in the draft from whatever school? Are you that stupid? I don't answer draft questions. Like, he'd have to demean you rather than just saying, yeah, he's a really good kid and I wish him all the best. You could talk around it. He would just be a jag.
Yeah.
So
that rubs people the wrong way, obviously.
Were you in Seattle for the first Bulls trade with him on draft night? He was drafted originally by Seattle.
Oh, for Scottie?
Yeah.
No. That was 87. I wasn't there yet.
Okay.
And that was Olden Polynice.
Yeah.
Went 5th, and then the Bulls went after, but they added a sweetener. But that deal was prearranged before that draft pick.
Okay.
Yeah. And that turned out to be a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jim Hendry, too. I'm the same way. He always tried. He always went for it, man. Like, he always went for it.
He did.
Didn't work out.
No, but
he always went for it.
They had some teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Theo, Jed were awesome to deal with, and Jim Hendry.
What's the what's the obviously that trade didn't work out, but in a roundabout way, it helped your career at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
The Scottie one. Has there been anyone that's kind of blown up in your face where you're like, shit, I should have flushed this out more, or I just got screwed? Like how?
There was so this was before texting and all of that, and every night before I went to bed, I'm not a huge sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I track my sleep with my ring, my Oura ring.
Yeah.
But I sleep, other than on the weekends, I don't set an alarm, 4-5 hours. I'm just not that guy. I like to be locked in on what's going on.
Yeah.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I looked at my email every night, it could be 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to check, see if anybody emailed me. Now, whatever.
Yeah,
it's on my phone. And one night I had to fly the next day to Disney to do a show from the ESPN zone in Disney. This is in the 90s. No texting. And I land in Florida. My phone's ringing, and it's a friend of mine who's a chef. He's now gone. His name is Luigi Negroni. And Luigi said, bro, I gave you this story last night. Did you not check your email? He was doing a cooking show with Mike Ditka.
Okay.
And Ditka says to him, hey, don't tell anybody, but I'm going to be named the Saints coach tomorrow. He's coming back to coaching. Luigi literally walks off the set and sends me an email. Bro, you didn't get it from me. Ditka's the new Saints coach. And I never saw it. And that story was everywhere. It was a huge deal at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I swore I'll never go to bed without checking my phone again.
And to see.
Ever.
Yeah.
My phone's never off.
Yeah.
Like, you could call me at 4 a.m. If you got my number, it's going to ring.
Does your wife be like, you shut that fucking thing off? Or?
She knows what she signed up for, what the deal is.
Yeah. No, that's great. And you famously said, like, no matter what happens, you're doing this forever.
Yeah, why would I retire? Like, I get up every day at 3:56, my alarm goes off. Right at 3:56. Up, shower, and then, like, I'm a weird guy. I know it. Like, to get up at 3:56 because it's 4 minutes before 4. I have 4 boys. I grew up in a family of 4. Like, the number 4 means a lot to me. So that's why I get up at 3:56. I get out of bed, and I take a shower. The last 24 seconds of my shower is ice cold. I turn it as cold as it'll go.
Yeah.
Because my brother and I were only 2 kids in the family. I have 4 boys, and so 24. And then I get ready, grab my coffee. I record a video for my YouTube, Coffee with Cap. I get in my truck, and I am gone. And then I always will tell everyone, I grind every single day. And so people will go, well, if it's a grind, why do you do it? Grinding is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just I found something that I'm reasonably good at and I love doing. So why would I ever walk away from it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I think I remember listening, it's when the Powerball was really high at one point, and you're like, yeah, I'd be here the next day.
Yeah, if you told me right now I walked out there and there's a guy waiting for me, he's like, hey, man, you just won this lottery. Here's $1 billion. Cool.
Yeah.
I might buy a different house. I might have a plane if I was a billionaire and go, hey, I want to go see the game tonight wherever. But walk away from my radio show?
But what if you just scaled back one of them? Like, do you ever see yourself doing that in the future?
No.
So you recap, you're full steam ahead.
Yeah, because if I have the money to be able to buy some great house in Florida and we have a place in Wisconsin, I can do my stuff in these times from anywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why would I give it up?
Oh.
To go from 6 a.m. to 9, I still got my whole day?
Yep.
What am I going to do?
You're not going to sleep, clearly.
Clearly.
You've said that.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, guys, ChevyDriveChicago.com. We're starting the year off right with the big news. You guys know, we've been talking about it forever. Chief, you went to the auto show the other day.
Yeah.
Were people excited that we're giving away a Chevy?
Oh, people are fired. People can't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's set in.
I still don't
win a Chevy.
Exactly.
A brand new Chevy.
That's right. You pick it, and you get to pick which car you want. You pick it, win it, drive it. So many great cars to pick from in the Chevy lineup. There's one that's perfect for what you and your family needs. If you need a truck you can depend on, pick that Silverado. If you're ready to go EV, the Equinox EV is perfect for you. And if you want an SUV, the Blazer or the Equinox is what you need.
The Blazer's awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, you have the Blazer. Anything else catch your eye at the auto show?
The Equinox was looking really good. The Silverado, if you want to be a truck guy, awesome. Vanny Woodhead was there as well.
I saw that.
People forget that is also a Chevy. So they have really something for everyone, no matter what your needs are. Great for city driving. I love having my Blazer. It was one of the best purchases I've ever made.
Entering is easy. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to enter to win. In the meantime, go shop your pick at your local Chevy dealer today, the official partner of the Chicago Bears.
So what's after now? You got to work out and I'm
going to go work out with my guy, Zach, and then I get stretched twice a week. This guy stretches.
Okay.
There's a place called Stretchworks.
Okay.
He's got a few places. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's actually great.
You've done it?
I've been to like a stretch lab. Same
type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will cold plunge, sauna.
Yep.
Be at the YouTube studio with Ryan McGuffey.
Okay.
And then if there was a game tonight, I'd watch. Like tonight, I'll watch. I think it's Iowa State hosting Houston. I only gamble on days that end in a Y.
Okay.
And so I have fun with it.
Yeah.
No,
That is great because that is you'll stay up and then get up at 3:56.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that to me is crazy.
Well, first of all, when I signed up to do these recaps, Goff said to me, understand now, if we start this channel, you can never miss a game again. We don't do the Hawks yet because they haven't been any good. But we do 324 baseball games, every Cubs, every Sox. I have 2 phones. The other one's in my truck. And we go out to dinner with another couple. I have 2 cases just like that. And they sit up there and the games are going.
So
and then I'll excuse
everything.
myself from the table and walk outside or a corner of a restaurant or somewhere where I can record the recap. And then I put it in Dropbox, and Ryan or Matt or Katie, who work with me, will put the logos on, the advertisers, and she puts it on social, and I'm out.
And you do White Sox too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When they won 41 games, I watched every single game. We went to see Bruce Springsteen May of 23 in Paris. So we went Amsterdam, Brussels, Paris. Dude, I did not. I had somebody, Gordon and Hoodie, did the baseball because the hours were so off for me.
Yeah.
But I did every afternoon sportscast, the rush hour, every day. We're in front of Notre Dame or the Eiffel Tower, wherever we were. It's just who I am, and my wife is all in.
But what do you say if someone's like, you can't enjoy watching that 41-win team? Like, there's no way. Sure, you can like the grind, but you can't enjoy.
It's a bad product.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But the Bulls are a bad product, too.
Right, I know.
I still watch all the games. I do. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever feel like a pull to be like, well, the Bulls are playing the Hornets, but over here the Spurs are playing the Spurs are playing Oklahoma City, and you just be like, I can't focus on the Bulls right now.
Well, I have 5 TVs in the basement.
Okay.
And so
you got it all.
I got it all.
Yeah.
It's like my own sports book. One of them will be on TVG so I can gamble horses.
Okay.
And then I have, the big screen is the Bulls, up there is the Spurs and the Thunder. On Sundays it's Red Zone, NFL Network Game Day, the other game that's usually on, and the Bears.
The Bears.
What would you say is your first? Because obviously you grew up, growing up, I always knew you as the Cubs guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Baseball's my favorite sport.
Baseball's your favorite sport?
No
Good.
doubt.
More than basketball?
Yeah.
You have such a history there?
Basketball is where I made my career.
Yeah.
But without a doubt, baseball's what courses through my veins.
Okay.
So even over the Bears?
Bears are a close second.
Okay. Which, it's just the Bears' talent, so.
Yeah, I love the Bears.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
baseball.
Baseball.
What about the, the Presti report? How close was that to actually happening?
Okay, so a particular big name in sports, I can't say who he is because he'd kill me. He calls me and says, bro, I'm friends with Sam Presti. He's actually thinking of taking the Bulls job. They've offered it to him. And this is late February of 2020. So there's no COVID yet.
Yep.
And I said, Sam Presti's going to leave Oklahoma City? He said, yeah, but he's asking for $10 or $12 million a year. I think he was making $8 at Oklahoma City, and he was building his dream home down there. And they said, Jerry's serious. They want to get this right, and he's the best in the game, and they're willing to do it. And then COVID hits, and all the revenue streams dry up, and they're like, yeah, he probably shouldn't be moving during COVID, and it just blew up. That was the guy.
For sure. I mean, clearly the guy. But I wonder if his style would have worked with Jerry.
That's what
they bottomed out
hard.
The Bulls refused to bottom out, even though.
But he had to have told him that.
You would think,
right?
But here's the thing I don't understand about the Bulls: the Bulls can bottom out. Their attendance numbers would still be good.
Dude,
they would,
right?
I was scrolling through TikTok today. It was these 2 English guys, diehard Bulls fans. And they just did a video about if you redrafted where you don't do the Vooch trade, but it's just if you went back to 2018, could you build a championship with the guys that the Bulls either could have drafted or they had traded their pick?
Well, you'd have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander
Correct.
would be on your team.
Halliburton or Maxey.
Yep.
Franz Wagner. like you're just like looking at it, you're like, yeah, that'd be Patrick Queen was like obviously last year, like they would have been a very good team in the East. Yeah.
100%. But they have an incompetent front office.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe Mark Eversley's an AI creation. Have you ever heard that guy speak?
No.
Oh, but that's
insane.
Yeah.
Arturis is just
lost ball and high weeds.
I just don't understand.
That's one of those ones where it's like hard to get to the bottom what the actual problem is with the Bulls, because like, is it Jerry's influence? Because then it's like you link the White Sox and their incompetency to him as well. It's like those are the two teams that seem like they're just perpetually.
Well, if you owned
stuck.
a team, you're the owner.
Yeah.
Would you not have a competitive bone in your body?
That's what we always
like,
say.
I'm 89 years old, man. I don't know how much more time I've got. I can't take the money with me.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
would think.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like that's the case. Like they're very content to be the play-in team. And then with the White Sox, it's like they're seemingly very content to just let the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins and everyone run roughshod over.
I feel like that team has finally started to turn the corner a little bit.
Yep.
Like they're going to have the number 1 pick. He better be good.
Chalowski.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect name for the South Side.
Awesome. Yeah.
The kid they're going to bring up this year, Braden Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
That like Chris Getz made a really good trade for Garrett Crochet. I feel like they've got good young players. But you better at some point let the guy spend some money.
Yeah, and this goes back to where, you know, you're filling in here effectively for our guy White Sox Dave, where we try to have this conversation with him, like get him to say something positive about the White Sox, and I feel like White Sox fans and him in particular feel so duped by the Moncada, Robert, Eloy rebuild that they're just like, I'll never believe again. I don't care how the prospect rankings look. I don't care how promising it is. Like, I won't believe again. They saw the Bryce Harper jersey on the Jordan statue, and then they never actually offered or spent, and it was just and then they bottomed out. So they're just like,
so
we'll believe it when I see it.
you want a great story you can use with him?
Yes.
Okay, when he comes back, do you know Harper was basically a done deal. Done.
Okay.
They were getting him. They're in Vegas for the winter meetings.
Okay.
Harper's in. He wants to come. He had wanted to be a Cub. They weren't even involved.
Yeah.
Because of the money that was on the books for other guys.
Jason Hayward, basically.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
And so the Cubs said, we're out. We're not even involved. He wanted to live in Chicago. It was a done deal. And they're going to have the final meeting at the winter meetings, not at the hotel where all the teams are staying, off campus. They've got some place in Vegas that they're going to have this meeting. Meetings at 10 a.m. At 8 a.m., White Sox executives on the baseball side get a call. It's Jerry. I can't make the meeting. They're like, what? What do you mean? I can't do it. I can't do it. If I go, I know I'm going to want to sign him. I can't do it.
What's the problem?
And $300-some million is the problem. And they pulled the plug. Yeah. Scott Boras has said to people who I know, you do realize that if Jerry had gone to that meeting, Bryce Harper's a White Sox. Done deal.
And in hindsight, a good contract.
Yeah.
Like, as
looking at it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't want a no trade. He wanted a no trade so he could be there and did not want an opt out. Just pay me. I think he did 13 years at like $26 million.
Yep.
In today's money, that's a steal.
Robbery.
And listen, I understand that's the large scale issue here is that Jerry just won't sign guys like that. But at the end of the day, Bryce Harper, like he was not helping, Eloy Jimenez not get injured. He was not helping Moncada.
I don't know.
I
don't know about that. I don't know about that. He might have been like the leader in the.
He might have been like Alex Bregman looks to be with the Cubs, a leader in there.
Right, where it's like, hey, like you guys aren't going to be lazy pieces of shit. Like I'm
a fan of Bryce Harper. I never interviewed him, but I like that guy.
Same, but I think that core was rotten. I think that White Sox core was just rotten. I don't think there was any help in them. I really don't.
I don't know. I do think one guy like that can change the culture of a team, and like they had the one.
They tried. They got veterans, and they were the worst guys in the clubhouse.
But they got the wrong veterans. And they did have the 1 year where they made the playoffs, and it was like
193 games.
Right, and then it all fell apart after that because they all got their money, and they all just turned to lazy pieces of shit. But if you had a guy like Bryce, like that kind of personality in there, I don't know. I think that there could have been a different history.
Hiring Tony was a terrible decision.
Yeah. And like we always talk about, like we would joke about Moncada, where it'd be like this guy, he drops on the base pass like he's been shot, and it's like he's got like a little muscle pull, like he's not even on IR, but he's like rolling around on the ground like he's a soccer player,
right?
And it's like, would Bryce have let that fly?
Probably not.
So like you just never. I'm not saying they would have been like a dynasty or anything, but I don't think they would have bottomed out as hard as they did.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I understand that perspective, but that's a lot to be asking of Bryce Harper too.
True.
And when Moncada has shown none of bouncing back, right? So,
yeah.
But
influential time in your career.
For sure. All right, Cap. Well, thanks for jumping in. Anything else we got to get to before you get out of here?
You name it, I can talk about it. I'm into it.
There's so many
any Hawks things? You ever in bed with them at all? During those glory year runs?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the ice. It's a good one because I was the guy on Sports Talk Live, the old TV show, that many nights we had to talk Blackhawks. We had to talk Bulls.
Yeah.
We had to, whatever, the White Sox were on the air, and the Cubs were still there. So those were the teams. We didn't have to pay like 98% of the time to the Bears.
Yeah.
They weren't that good anyway at the time. And so I'm on the air one day going, there is no way you're winning a Stanley Cup with Corey Crawford. Sorry. This dude just doesn't have it, blah, 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 blah. Like I know anything about hockey. I blew my ACL doing a film shoot at Eddie Olczyk's camp because he made me get on skates and I wiped out. That's how much I know about hockey. Nothing. But I was a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
I had fun. I loved it. They win in Boston. Game 6, I'm there. Pat Boyle is hosting his show, and I'm one of the reporters on the ice in Boston. And they're in my ear. They're going, hey, go see if you can get Corey Crawford. I'm like, oh, boy. I walk up. Excuse me, Corey? What? Could I have you on? They're going to throw it live back to Chicago. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, and he turns to me as we're waiting. I can hear Pat getting ready to lead to me. And he says, you were fucking brutal on me all year long. I watched. I'm a Stanley Cup fucking champion. And I'm like, wow. So I started the interview. I go, I got to fall on my sword. I was an idiot. You're a very good goaltender.
Yeah.
So we were cool.
How much do you think these guys are watching?
All the time.
Really?
Don't believe. Here's a great one. Theo, back to Theo. He tells me the offer they make to Chris Bryant. And I report it. And then Chris, the first day at spring training, he's going to meet with all the media. And they said, so David Kaplan reported that you turned down this contract offer. He's like, I never got an offer. And he buries me, if you remember that. I never got an offer from the Cubs, blah, 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 blah. It was a complete lie. He had an offer. He was going to sign it, and Scott Boras went, we're not taking that. And so I come back on the air one day, and this is after Theo tells, I don't watch your show. I don't listen. The only thing I catch will be the pregame or the postgame. Okay. And now I'm on the air with Hoodie. You can ask Hoodie. We're there, and somebody calls in and is ripping me. Yeah, you reported Chris Bryant had this $225 million offer, and he said it's not true. Why did you lie? And blah, blah, blah. We're going to break, and I said, Hoodie, maybe I was wrong, man. I guess maybe I was wrong. We'll be right back. I hang up my mic. We're at break, and it's not 7 seconds. Phone's ringing, and I show it to Hoodie. I go, look who's calling. It's Theo. And I answer the phone, and he goes, I fucking gave you the terms of the contract. I told you what he turned down. Why are you on the air saying maybe you were wrong? I said, I thought you don't listen. Dead silence. A friend of mine told me there was no possible way.
Yeah.
He was listening. And then Chris eventually, when he gets traded to the Giants, Gordon Whitmire gets him for an interview. He goes, well, there was actually an offer, but we never really seriously considered it.
You think he's done?
Yes.
Theo?
Oh, Theo?
Yeah.
You mean running a team?
Yeah.
I mean, he owns part of the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think he's going to get back in the day-to-day of being like a baseball Executive, I do.
Okay.
Owner, different story.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a normal owner.
No.
That guy was amazing.
Yeah.
Where do you even go, though? We're with the two of the most legendary franchises. Like,
who's the most
do you
pathetic
go?
franchise with some resources?
Yeah, just try to
fix the Mets.
Yeah, the Padres.
They have resources.
Yeah.
Like, take the Raiders and see if you can win there.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in the NFL.
We kind of talked about that before Poles was here. Like, could we just have Theo just run the Bears?
Yeah, I've asked him about that, and he's laughed. He's like, I am not qualified to do that.
What do you make of like the Chicago sports media scene now? Because you've been involved in so long. It's been this evolving, changing thing which you've adapted probably better than anyone because you've got a digital footprint. You're still on the radio. What is like the vibe now? Are there still like kind of rivalries between stations? Like what's going on in the landscape?
It's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
Like I remember I always have had 2 cell phones, and I remember being in the Bulls locker room. They won one of their titles, and who did we beat here? Portland, Seattle, one of those.
Yeah.
And there's the late Tim Weigel and Gian Greco almost ready to come to blows. And Tim Weigel's cell phone is out of battery. There weren't like the little portable batteries you carried around. And I'm just standing back there watching this, and I walked up to Tim, who I liked. I went, make sure I get that back tomorrow. You can borrow my other phone. He's like, oh, my God. But those two were ready to have a fist fight in there because one was getting an interview, the other one wasn't getting. Today? No, come on.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Why do you think that's changed? Just personalities or tech or what?
I think, A, tech. B, there's so many blogs and YouTube channels of people who are not dialed in.
Yeah.
And so I would get news directors that would call me and go, hey, we just heard somebody's reporting that the Cubs are trading, some 16-year-old kid from Venezuela, and they're getting Mike Trout back in his prime. I'm like, that's not true.
Yeah.
Well, you need to call Theo or Hendry or whoever it was at the time. And I'd be like, I'm only doing what my news director's making me do. And they're like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the shit that I hate.
Yeah.
That
it's like too watered down almost. Like everyone's a reporter now.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And they'll put shit out there that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
But it gets legs because somebody put it on a YouTube channel or in a blog or a tweet.
Oh, my God.
Some of that stuff is
Some of those Anthony Davis trade proposals that were going around like 3 weeks ago.
Insane.
I know. Were driving me fucking nuts.
Nuts.
Granted, he went to a shitty team in the Wizards, so maybe there was a route, but
even all the Giannis stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, he's enrolling his kids, and like there's all the.
Giannis was at church in Chicago. He must be coming.
Yeah.
No.
So. That's it. Let's wrap this up with we didn't say anything Bears, but if you're Ryan Poles, are you trying to furiously dump DJ Moore, or are you trying to give him it for another year?
Furiously dump? No. If there's a deal that makes sense, like somebody, I think Bill Barnwell on ESPN today said, DJ Moore, the 25th pick and a day 2 pick next year, and you get Max Crosby and a 6 maybe. I'd probably do that.
Yeah, I would too.
I probably would do that.
Yeah.
Am I giving up 3 number 1s for Myles Garrett? No. I'm not giving up 3 number 1s for anybody.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I do think they're going to be really good next year.
So do I.
Like, could win it.
Yeah.
I think the Cubs can win the World Series. I do.
Do you think they did enough?
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that this time they'll add on in July like they didn't last time.
Yeah. That was the thing where it's like you kind of just wish they had Bregman last year. They had one more bat. They probably didn't have the arms at the end. But it's like, man, I wish they were really more desperate to go for it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I do think they're good enough. Now, look, the Dodgers are the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they got pushed this year.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
We really need to understand what we have in PCA.
Yeah. Is he like the first half PCA or?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like where they're at.
I do
We'll
too.
see.
I like the Cabrera trade.
Yeah.
Play the over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
I think
89.5?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they'll be in the playoffs again.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cap 6 to 9 ESPN 1000. The recap on YouTube. Where else could people find anything?
That's right there.
That's
and the
it.
Cap Man on Twitter and Instagram.
The Cap Man. There it is. Cap, you're the man. Thanks so much.
You guys, too. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Big fan of yours.
Thank you. That's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next time. We will see you then.